Hey guys, this is going to be a video on the toys that Hunter likes to play with. So the first one that I'm going to tell you about are these rings. Now they're really basic, just some rings joined together on one main ring, and he absolutely loves playing with them. This one has got kind of patterns on them and it's kind of bumpy when you run your finger along it. And there are two other types. This one has got lots of really pronounced bumps. Oh, he's giving it to me. And this one here, the orange one, has got spirals. So, as you can see, it's just kind of like a set of keys almost. He just grabs onto them and loves playing with them. Don't you, buddy? Loves chewing on them as well because they're really hard. And the spirally one's good for him, you know, when his teeth are coming through. This is his bookshelf down here. I'm not sure how you can see this, but these are basically all the books that we've got for him. He's really not that into books at the moment just because he's so little. One that I find that he does like is this one here because it sparkles. I don't know if you can see it very well. But he loves looking at that one. Just a tip for reading books at the moment, because he's so little, it's not really the content of the book that you need to be worried about reading them. It's kind of more just the words. So I'm reading this book at the moment. I've got a whole pile of books over there. I love reading. So what I do is when I'm breastfeeding him, I will open this to wherever I'm up to and I'll actually read out loud. That way I can read my book and he's also getting the vocabulary. So, I mean, until he's probably about 6 months, I'm not going to really worry about reading him baby books all the time because I do read him maybe at least a book a day. But he actually really seems to like the books that I'm reading, and it's just my voice talking to him that he likes more than anything. Another toy that he loves, especially when doing tummy time and stuff, at these things here, they're like little bracelets that just velcro onto your hand, and they've got shakers in them. This one's a little butterfly and it's got little taggy bits and little bits to suck on up here. And this one over here is a sun with lots of little taggy bits too. So they both make noises. When he was a lot younger, it kind of taught him about, you know, his hands and where they were, and whenever he moved his hand they made a rattling noise. So he's getting a little bit too big for them now, but he loved this when he was about 8 or 9 weeks old, when he was just sort of starting to move but not really knowing what he was doing. This isn't really a toy as such, but he loves his mobile. He loves just looking at the bright colours. This one, you know, the monkey and the bird, and he also loves looking at the light on the actual mobile piece. And usually he can be content looking at his mobile for 15 to 20 minutes before he starts getting fussy and wants out of his cot. So it's a good thing to have, you know, just if you really quickly want to do something and know that he's safe in his cot. He loves to look at it. Now I wouldn't really count this as a toy, more like a seat, but he does love this. I sit here and rock it sometimes, and he really likes that, but it's also got the vibrating feature down here. I don't know if you'll be able to see it vibrating. And he can now, is at the stage where he can sort of, when he wants to, kick it himself and get it going. Hello. So we brought this second hand and it didn't have any toys on it, so I brought this toy from Target and he actually really likes this one. It's an elephant. That's what he looks like. And he's got 2 rings to hold on to him, and one's a triangle and one's a circle, and it's bright contrast. It's, you know, good for him to chew on if it wasn't attached to this. He loves to suck on the trunk and he loves to pull on the tail, which is just some ropes there. He loves how bright it is. So not counting the Bumble as the toy, but he's just in here so he can help me. But these are all his favourite toys. Looks like a pile, but we've got heaps more, and these are the ones that he plays with the most. So the one that he's holding onto at the moment is his all-time absolute favourite toy. I actually think it was the cheapest one that we've ever actually brought, but he loves it. As you can see, it's got a bright pink handle and 3 rings, and then a bright yellow and bright orange rattle. So he loves to chew on the handle and the rings, and he'll also try and chew on the top, but of course it's far too big for him to fit in his mouth. I know, buddy. See, even he's telling you how good it is. So this spins around. Got a face on one side and not on the other. And also it makes a noise. Do you want to rattle it? Come on. Come on. No. Oh, back in the mouth. And he just loves sucking on it. And his next favourite toy would be this one here. It is a lion, maybe? I don't know. He loves to suck on the feet, and he loves looking at the tummy. It's very bright. The tummy also crinkles. As you can hear, he loves that as well. And he's never really chewed much on these, so don't really know. He also loves to suck on the ears, but he can only just get them in his mouth because they're so tiny. One good thing about this toy is it can hook up wherever. So he likes that about it too. This one here is another quite a favourite. As you can see, they're really rattly toys at the moment. I think it's just his age group. He loves the beads in these, how they go all the way around. And of course he loves sucking on the ears and the tail. You dropped it. There you go. You dropped it. Do you want it back? No. Do you want another toy? This one here is his next favourite for teething. It's a newbie ring, and it's basically all sorts of shapes. Straight in his mouth all the time. I don't know if you can see, they're just lots of different kind of beads. And he loves to play with them. This one here is another favourite. That makes a noise, and he loves to chew on these, his hands and feet, because they're that soft, bumpy material. And that's another one, kind of like the lion, except it's got beads on its feet, and he really likes those beads. He just sort of, I don't know, like whacks them together and makes them make that noise. It also makes a noise too. And this one was his first ever toy that we gave him. It was a bit too advanced for him, but he really likes it now. It's got 3 beads on the top that he can play on. He loves to suck on these taggy bits. This bit undoes. He hasn't learnt how to do that yet, but his tail undoes, and there's a little picture under there. And then his feet, 2 are soft and 2 are hard. This one's got thingies on the bottom and beads in the middle, and this one's got a mirror on the bottom, beads in the middle. So those are his toys. The main ones he plays with is this one here and his rattle. Those are his all-time favourites. Not really a toy, but we loved his swing when he was little. It's nice and bright. I love the fact that it moves. Yes, cat. Oh, the cat's trying to play too. It's got these toys up the top here that he used to love looking at. And of course, it swings. And it can swing quite high too. And it makes noise. But the batteries are nearly dead on it. So this is a good one for when he was little. Not necessarily a toy that he plays and interacts with, but something for him to look at. And of course there's his jumper, which he loves. We've got a whole pile of toys in here that he doesn't much play with. Don't really know why, he's just never really been interested in them. And of course we've got a whole pile of soft toys on these shelves. He's not interested in them either at the moment, so we'll see what happens when he gets a bit older.